Thank you so much for joining me for this next class. It's going to be centered around building flexibility, particularly in the legs and through the hips. So it's something that if you're a runner or a cyclist, you might struggle with. But building that mobility and flexibility slowly is really going to help with performance. We're going to go ahead and get started in a low lunge. So I'm taking my right foot forwards and allowing the hips to slowly start to sink down. And we can always take the hands down towards the floor. If you've got something comfortable to rest them on, then sometimes that makes it feel a little bit more comfortable, or maybe just resting the hands on the hips. Rolling the shoulders back to keep the chest open, breathing in deeply and releasing a full exhale. And here, with every exhale, we're focusing on sinking down into the hips. So allowing all the muscles across the front of the left hip to slowly start to lengthen and release. Drawing a deep inhale in through the nose and releasing a full exhale. And from here, with the next inhale, we're going to extend the right leg long, taking the hands down, maybe towards the floor, maybe resting them on blocks or something close by. Finding our way into a variation of our half monkey. And here we can always slide the right foot forwards and the left foot back. So that's going to give us that deeper hamstring release. But if we stay lifted on the left knee, so not coming quite all the way down into our full Hanumanasana, the splits, because we've only just started, so we want to make sure that everything's fully warmed up. Breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. And we can always flex the right ankle, taking the toes back towards the face. So that's going to really intensify things across the front of the right, or across the back of the right leg. Or if you point the toes, that's going to help find a little bit of a stretch through the front of the right ankle. So taking one last deep inhale, wherever you found yourself. And from here, we're going to land the sole of the right foot, sweeping the arms high, lifting the chest, sinking the hips forwards. And as we exhale, we're going to land the hands, tucking the toes on the left foot and lifting the left knee up. And from here, we're just going to heel toe the right foot out to the right. So we're taking both hands inside of that right foot. And if we keep the left foot lifted, finding a little rock forwards and backwards usually helps mobilize the hips a little bit. So we can always make little circles with the hips here, rolling everything in one direction and then taking it back in the other. And then when everything's feeling a little bit looser, we're going to lower the left knee down. And from here, we've got the option to stay. So if this feels already like the challenge you're looking for, we get to stay right here. The second option is going to be to come down onto the forearms. And again, this is going to really intensify things all through the right hip. So if you come down and it feels really uncomfortable, you can always lift back up. But we're looking to keep the back as straight as possible. So squeezing the shoulder blades together usually helps with that little bit of alignment. Breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. Taking one last really deep inhale wherever you found yourself before tucking the toes, lifting the left knee. And then from here, as we inhale, we're going to lift the right foot all the way back and up into our three-legged dog. Exhaling, taking a bend of the leg at the knee, lifting it high. And then with the exhale, taking the right foot back down alongside the left. And from here, maybe taking a little pedal of the legs, because one usually feels really different from the other at this point. Maybe a little shake of the head, breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. And from here, if we take everything forwards into our plank, we're going to step the left foot forwards just in between the hands. And then if we lower the right knee down, untucking the toes, sweeping the arms high, finding our way into our crescent lunge on the other side. So once again, maybe taking the hands to the hips, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest. And we can always rest the hands on blocks or something close by. So if you have a chair or some cushions, but allowing all the muscles across the front of the right hip to slowly, slowly start to release. And it might feel a little bit different from one side to the other. That's really normal. So it's nothing to worry about. If we take 2 more really deep breaths here, drawing a deep breath in through the nose, lifting the chest with every exhale, just allowing everything across the front of the right hip to slowly start to sink. And then as we inhale, we're going to extend the left leg long, taking the hands down towards the floor, finding our way back into our half Hanuman. And just like before, we can always slide that front foot forwards if that feels a little bit more comfortable, or maybe the right knee back a little, but just finding a place where we're focusing on the posterior stretch on the left side as opposed to taking it down into a full Hanuman, right? Focusing on one thing at a time. So maybe flexing the left ankle, taking the toes back towards the face. Breathing in deeply, we can always lift the chest here. And if we point the toes, that's going to take that stretch to the front of the left ankle. So if we take one more really deep breath, wherever we found ourselves, then from here, landing the sole of the left foot, sweeping the arms high one final time, drawing a deep inhale in through the nose. As we exhale, we're going to land the hands, tucking the right toes, lifting the right knee. And if we take the left foot out to the left, drawing the hands inside of that left foot, then we're just finding our way back into that lizard variation. So maybe taking that little rock forwards and backwards, or finding little circles with the hips, just allowing everything to slowly, slowly start to mobilize. When it all feels a little bit more familiar, we're going to land the right knee down, and we can always sink down onto the forearms here, right? Maybe seeing about drawing the shoulder blades together, finding that little bit of alignment through the back. And if it's more comfortable, we can always stay lifted, right? Finding that deep stretch all through the front of the right hip, but all through the back and side of the left hip also. Taking a deep inhale in through the nose and releasing a full exhale. And from here, as we inhale, we're going to tuck the right toes, lifting the right knee, breathing in deeply. We're going to lift the left foot all the way back and up. Exhaling, taking a bend to the left leg at the knee, lifting the knee high. And then as we exhale, landing the left foot down alongside the right, finding our way into our downward facing dog. As we exhale, we're going to bend the knees really deeply, looking forward to the space in between the hands. Exhaling, taking a step forwards into our forward fold, tucking the chin and allowing all the muscles through the back line of the legs to slowly, slowly start to soften. We get to stay here in our forward fold. If we want to increase the intensity a little bit, then we're going to cross the left foot behind the right. Breathing in, finding a little bit of extension through the spine. And as we exhale, coming back down, folding forwards, tucking the chin. And allowing everything through the back of the left leg to slowly, slowly start to lengthen. we stay here for one more really deep inhale. Then as we exhale, we're going to take the left foot back alongside the right. Breathing in, lifting the chest halfway, tucking the chin. Exhaling, folding forwards and crossing the right leg behind the left. Finding that comfortable challenge where you can relax the right leg, allowing all the muscles through the back line to slowly start to release, tucking the chin and drawing that length all through the back of the neck as well. And if we stay here for one last really deep inhale, taking the right foot back alongside the left, taking the hands to the shins, lifting the chest halfway. As we exhale, we're going to land the hands, stepping the feet back to plank, drawing a deep inhale in through the nose. As we exhale, we're going to take the chest forwards and down, inhaling, lifting to upward facing dog. Exhaling, sinking the hips all the way back into our child's pose, resting the forehead down and allowing everything to slowly start to settle.